Welcome back to Nights at Fringe. We're outside the Woodside Pleasure Garden with another Fringe extraordinaire. Before I introduce Georgia though, and the show, we're going to get her to sell her show in 10. Your camera's there, Georgia.
Hey.
10 seconds starts now, go.
We're an all-female acrobatic group, kicking art in the face and smashing stereotypes. See you at the big top. 7
seconds and a great tagline to finish. See you at the big top. You're actually in the Pleasure Garden. We're right outside where Georgia and YUCK Circus are performing. How's the Fringe vibe this year been?
We love Fringe and we love the Pleasure Gardens. There's nothing better than like grabbing a cold beer and coming into the aircon venue and watching us just smash it.
YUCK Circus is the name, all female, which is excellent. What's the name about? Where's YUCK Circus developed from?
It's from me.
Oh yeah, self, good.
I originally wrote like a solo show that was all the like yuck things that have happened in my life. Yuck meaning taboo or not talked about, or things that happen that you just kind of like, oh, like no one knows about that, I'll hide it. Turns out I got a lot of friends and I ended up developing a company with 7 people. It's talking about, you know, like menstruation, binge drinking, societal expectations, gender politics, but in a way that's accessible and fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's never a negative point.
And audience feedback?
We originally expected like mums to do the whole like, I can finally talk to my daughter about periods. We often get the other way around of, you know, 12 to 15-year-olds being like, I can finally tell my mum I get sent texts from boys at my school. And it's like, yeah, actually though, like, it's not just relations like that. It's we have boyfriends leaving the show being like, oh, I didn't know that kind of stuff happened to you. Or dads coming out being like, I finally feel like I can have a tool to talk to my kids about what they saw, and just be simple questions that they're like, oh, is that how a tampon works?
So Georgia, you recently had an Auslan version of your show. Why did you do that?
Accessibility is key. So it's last year and this year I would have loved to have every single show Auslan interpreted and with audio descriptions and with, I don't know, tactile tours, like everything. But it's so expensive, and so this year I put aside part of the budget to have one interpreted show both here and in Adelaide. Because people love our work, and if they come and see us and not be able to hear us talk shit, then most of the context is lost and the humour's dropped.
Got it.
Like, we're traditionally circus performers. We trained circus since kids. We can do the splits, we can do the flying trapeze, but in this show it's bringing in dance and gymnastics and storytelling and just an overall good time. Comedy, like stand-up.
So last year at Perth Fringe you won the Martin Sims Award, and at Adelaide you won the Best Emerging Artist. What does an award do to your show, to your feelings about it?
I mean, it kind of gives us the double thumbs up. Like, when I first premiered the show, the reason that I became director, producer and everything was me being like, if it all goes wrong, it's my fault. So it's like, this is my idea, this is what I think's good, but if it's horrible, it's me. And then to be, you know, a few months later down the track getting amazing awards and whatever, it's a good, like, pat on the back.
And what about warm-ups prior to the show? What sort of things are you getting into to make sure you're ready for showtime?
We spend most of our warm-up flyering.
Yeah.
Basically, like, we figured out early on that any trick that we need to practice before the show, we can just do it while in front of other people. And if they see us, you know, do a gammy version of a handspring or whatever, that's our warm-up one, and then they come and see us in the real show, it just heightens. It gives them a bit of a taste test.
So YUCK Circus recently in the UK as well, touring. Tell us about that.
We weren't expecting it. It was this time last year that we, you know, kind of heard on the grapevine of like, ooh, the UK want you. And we're like, who is that and where is that? Like, I thought Edinburgh was in, I don't know, London, and, you know, Glastonbury was in Scotland. I was all backwards, and I'm from Broome, don't judge me. It was really cool. Like, our first UK debut was in the biggest tent I've ever seen in my life, in Glastonbury Music Festival. So we're headlining the theatre and circus section. It was nuts.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
WA artists over in Glasgow. And what was the vibe there? Did you have a lot of crazies in the audience at that point?
We were in a section that was a really safe space, and it was all about promoting arts and physical form. So Briefs Factory were there as well, and like us, there's a couple of Australians actually. We had a tent site called Kangaroo Island that was all of us.
Oh, great. All right, so recommendations-wise, have you got anything else at Fringe that you've really loved so far, or anything you're hoping to see before it finishes?
Anything in the circus section's worth a look.
Okay.
We love Bernie with Little Death Club. We love Briefs Factory. Like everyone at this festival is really lovely.
You can catch YUCK Circus, Georgia and her crew performing at the Woodside Pleasure Garden, obviously the 16th of February. It's set to be an absolute cracker of a season. And Georgia, good luck for Adelaide and beyond. Thank you so much for joining us.